nutshell. Most things were doable to her. It was one of the things I liked about her. I turned on my headlamp, then looked up at the rock face. It shone in the light, little trails of water snaking down and turning the black rock slick in places. It could be done. I was sure of it. I stepped onto the rock face, jamming the toe of my runners into a foothold. Then I had an idea. I jumped back down and took off my runners and socks, shoved them in my jacket pockets. Then I tried again. My bare toes found the footholds in the cool, damp rock. It was easier to feel them this way. My hands sought the familiar fingerholds, clung to them, and I swung myself up, covering the first part of the climb in just a couple of minutes. But I was tired. I rested my cheek flat against the wet rock and let the jitters calm. My feet were losing feeling. Maybe bare feet hadn't been such a great idea. After all, it was November and colder in these mountains than down in the valley. "Don't rest too long, Francie," Danny called. "You'll lose your strength." She was right. It was now or never. If I held on much longer, my legs and arms would turn to jelly, and I might not have the strength to climb back down if I didn't make it. And I didn't want to fall again. With another burst of effort, I reached up and found an edge for the fingers of my right hand. If I could only get my leg up somewhere. But I tried a few spots, and my toe slipped off each time. I tried to find a hold for my left hand. My fingers slid over cold stone. I stopped again, my hands burning and my muscles quivering. I could see the sky now, a washed-out gray, low cloud-like fog skimming across it. There was that small outcropping. But it was just out of reach, no matter how much I stretched myself. Lunging for it was how I'd fallen before. "Francie?" "Yeah?" "It's snowing." "Okay. I think we should go." I ran my hand over the rock face once more, searching for somewhere to move, but there was nothing. "Okay, I'm climbing down. I'll meet you at the other hole. Hey, be careful." I smiled, lowering myself on stiff fingers and toes that had lost all feeling. Then I crawled along the ground to the other opening. My hands shook as I pulled my socks over my ice-cold feet, then slipped on my runners. It was hard to tie my shoelaces. My heart was still pattering like a woodpecker. There was no need to climb this rock face. I'd discovered it while I'd deliberately climbed through the tunnel of rock, squirming on my belly in places, exploring to see how far I could get and if there was a way out. What made me want to do it? Danny understood. Most of the time, she didn't even try to talk me out of it. After Ms. Finday, who had been my teacher before, and me, no one else I knew loved being out in the woods as much as Danny. Danny's great-uncle Charlie was a guide in their family's traditional territory in northern British Columbia. He took people hunting and fishing and canoeing and hiking into deep wilderness where grizzlies and wolves and eagles lived, and where making mistakes could cost you your life. Danny had been sure he'd hire her to work for him this past summer. She'd spent the summer before with him, learning to read a river, to understand riffles and eddies and runs. And she'd learned paddle strokes and how not to blow a stalk when following an animal in the woods. But instead, he took on her cousin Rudy, a boy, she told me, who'd rather find his way through video games than the actual forest. "I can't believe he did that," Danny had said when she told me. "He said it was because I'm only 13 and I need more practical experience. Next summer's going to be different." I took hold of the dangling rope and with the last of my strength, twisted my way up. Danny gripped my arm around hers and hoisted me out onto the rock. "Look at the sky," she said. "We're in for some serious snow. It's going to get slippery in here very soon." Danny and I had made a secret trail down to this area we'd discovered about half an hour from our school, Green Mountain Academy. We called it the Sasquatch Caves. They weren't proper caves.